Which Rayman game we're talking about, though?
We're actually talking about the commercial for Rayman 2.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna put this on.
It's been so many years since I've seen
capture.
a TV commercial about video games. I haven't seen anything like that in a while. Because everything's been on Xbox, you know. If you want to watch it, you watch it on Microsoft Edge. If you have a computer, you watch it on Google Chrome,
It's
on
not
YouTube.
okay. Discord won't let me show the internet that I'm. Why won't the Discord? Hold on. I'm gonna do some. I'm just gonna exit out the internet and then go back to it.
Yeah, sure.
If not, you might have to watch it on Twitch with the delay.
At least Twitch improved their feedback loop, so that way it wouldn't be too much of a delay.
Yeah.
I remember back like a year.
Okay.
It's not a year ago, and earlier when you record, when you play video on the Twitch screen, it'll be like a minute later. Now it's like 30 seconds, not even later. I see
just
it.
let me know when you see it, and I'll start the commercial.
I see it right and early.
You already see it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna play this commercial right now.
This is Rayman. This is a man called Ray. Rayman is the star of the action-adventure game Rayman 2. Ray is not. Rayman can shoot, swim, swing, fly, and even water ski. Ray cannot. Rayman has friends and enemies in dozens of epic worlds. Ray has a sister in Florida. So, remember.
I remember this commercial.
Rayman, not Ray. Rayman 2 for Nintendo 64.
I remember this commercial. It was like at least 25 years ago. God damn.
Yeah, it's like 1998. It's more than 25 years. Like, well, 23
Almost.
years. But the thing is, I remember when we were playing Rayman Legends for Wii U. I'm gonna keep OBS up because we might go over other video game commercials.
Right.
I remember when you showed me Rayman Legends for Xbox One for the first time. I told you about this commercial, and you were convinced I was making it up. You were like, okay.
Because I didn't remember all that shit back then. I was still. If it was 2015, I was like, no, that's when I was back on my medication, so I was still like, you know, not tipsy, but you know, like basically just like I just can't think straight as I used to until now. I'm pretty still for the last few months or the last couple of years, I should say. That was back then, of course, 2015. So.
It was shortly after we became friends again, and you were like, I don't think you have the video up anymore. It was up on your YouTube.
Yeah, it got deleted by the channel got deleted by the DMCA claims.
But the thing is, it was just so funny because you were like, I was trying to explain that commercial to you, and you had no idea what the hell I was talking about.
That's how much of a bad memory I had at the time.
Another commercial that I remember a lot is Dead Rising 2 commercial. Do you remember the commercial for Dead Rising 2?
I remember it was when that guy was on his motorcycle, and that's about it. That's all I can remember.
Okay, well, it was a lot. This is one of my favorite commercials, so I'm gonna play this too.
Okay.
Just let me know when you see it.
I see it.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I didn't disconnect Discord this time.
You press play.
Alright.
I told her Fortune City would be safe, but I was wrong. Now we've got 72 hours to escape, and in this city, creativity kills. Dead Rising 2. Creativity Kills. Available now.
Creativity Kills. Oh my god. This is back in 2010 in September. Wow.
I remember, one thing is funny, that commercial came on one time on whatever show my mom was watching, and she's like, is that a video game? And like, she was impressed with all the different ways he was attacking zombies, like wearing that deer head to use the antlers to attack, and, you know, taping things together in the, because he had like a, one of those paddles that you use a canoe with chainsaws on each end.
Yeah, that was a Bojitsu chainsaw right there. Because the original weapon for the staff is it's called Bojitsu. Basically, you're utilizing the staff to hurt, if not kill, your opponent with it, and it depends on what kind of ends on the matter of each ends of the bow. It's called, or a stick. You kill someone instantly, or it just hurts them very badly. So chainsaws are definitely a double whammy for him, for that main character in Dead Rising 2.
And there's one more advertisement I want to play, but this was actually a radio advertisement for the original Doom.
Oh, okay.
But this was played on radios, and I never heard about this until I was looking up game commercials on YouTube.
Yeah, back in the 90s and earlier, they do a lot of radio commercials for video games.
Not the Sega Saturn, not the Jaguar one, where that was okay, but that's not the one I was thinking of. This is the old school Doom radio advertisement from 1990.
Mm-hmm. God damn. Get the fuck out of there.
Introducing the ultimate Doom from id Software. It's Doom, voted best game of all time by PC Gamer Magazine in its original entirety. Plus the all-new, way sicker than ever episode 4, like flesh consumed. It's the ultimate Doom.
Now that's hot.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's a lot better than the Jaguar commercial.
Yes, I don't remember all. I don't remember any of the video game radio advertisements for the 90s. But I heard that they do put on the radio for commercials. Because I wasn't into it on the radio until I was like in 98, 99. I was like 10, 11 at the time. And by that time, I still didn't know where to find all the radio commercials. So maybe they stopped doing it by then. And
they probably stopped doing it by then. Because think about it, like in the late 80s, early 90s, how many networks were there really?
Yes.
Also, you know, but yeah, so that commercial always brings back a little that radio advertisement. Even though I never heard it when it first came out, when it first played, when it was first broadcasted, it's still nostalgic to me now.
Definitely.
As a matter of fact, I was playing this was years ago, I played the original Doom because I had Doom 3 BFG edition, which had the first two Dooms on it as well.
Okay.
And if you play like on the second or hardest difficulty, boy, are you in for a wild ride.
That'll be challenging as fuck, I heard.
Do you remember the monsters called the Imps? They were like these pink monsters.
They float like eyeballs, right?
No. They walked on two legs. As a matter of fact, no, they walked on two legs. I'll bring up a picture. I'll keep Discord connected, so like if we want to watch more when we talk about others, we don't have to worry about connecting again.
Right.
Imps and Doom.
Images. Oh.
Oh.
I don't remember seeing that specific old school
I'm
Doom.
not talking about these things though. I'm talking about like these things. The pink one on top.
Okay, I can see that before.
Let me bring this up so people on Twitch can see it. These pink things is what I was talking about when I said imps.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was playing the second episode of the first Doom. I think it was like the third level. I had like found the exit. Like the exit was on the other side of the room from where I was. The only problem, there were about 15 of these pink things between me and the exit.
Wow. That was the last level, right?
No, it was the third level of the second episode of the first Doom.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, I had my shotgun with a lot of ammo, so I just kept blasting each one of them until they were all dead.
God damn.
So that's the video game advertisement, commercial/advertisements that we talk about.
Yes, things definitely changed since the 90s.
Yeah. Next, this is something you suggested. You want to talk about teamwork in video game with online allies.
Yeah, the experiences that we as gamers experience for a good how many years now, and PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, because the co-op games started to increase in popularity since at the 360, PS3 years. And all was well and good, right? But all of a sudden, when Halo Master Chief Collection came out, and for the last since 2017, 2018, give or take, when Microsoft Studios and 343 Industries, listened to the fans for once, they finally fixed most of the problems of the game. You get these scrubs like these no-lifers. They play for hours on end with no break, and all well and good, right? But they tell you that you suck, you're trash, and we're on the same team. And we're winning most of the time that they say these stuff. I'm like, what's wrong with you? But then, here's the worst part. You got other gamers who just want to fuck around. They'll shoot at you as a teammate for how many times, and the enemy's next to me somewhat. I try to shoot at the enemy, and I die very quickly because of that, because of the teammate. So that's just one example of that matter. Then all of a sudden, games like Battle Royale games started to affect the gameplay experience, like Apex Legends and Titanfall 2 is not battle, but it's still part of it. But Apex Legends started to have a lot of cheaters and people who portray each other now, and it's ridiculous because why is it that you're on a team and we're supposed to work as a team, right? You're not supposed to trash talk your team, telling them, "Oh, you suck," but you're the one who died first and foremost. What's that, James?
I was just laughing. Go on.
I was just saying the fact that I was in this match one time, another match in Apex Legends. I play as Crypto, where he's a hacker, so he hacks doors. He picks up banners if your teammate dies, and transfer them to the respawn point without turning on the 10-second delay. He turns it automatically. So that's a good thing, right? That's what I did. Then beforehand, the teammates tell me, "Oh, if you revive us, we're not gonna help you out." What? And I thought he was just joking around. I thought it was a troll, but I revived them, right? And then when I died, when I got knocked down by the opponent, they fucked around with me. They said they were gonna revive me, and they did over and over and over, and I died within a matter of like a minute or two. And after that, they lost not even in 15th place or 10th place at best. So if they recovered me, we would have won the match at least up to 5th place at the earliest or at the lowest point of the game. because I can be the backbone of the team for covering people, not just to attack all the time. But these kids don't care about that. I'm not trying to say that all of them are immature, but the younger gamers, those who are listening, you guys gotta learn more about teamwork because you never learn that in school now for some strange reason. You don't learn the fact that put our differences aside, black, white, rich or poor. We work as a team. We fight to get for number one. But these kids tell me that I'm weak, I'm stupid, I don't know how to play the game and stuff. I'm like, first and foremost, I don't just fucking keep fighting and just thinking that I want to win all the time. That's not how it works. You don't just go through like 20 guys and then you go win the battle royale with ease like that. You gotta bop and weave. You have to be more like subtle. No conflict, if not at all, no conflict at all, and just avoid them because there are times where I'll be seeing a 3-person squad walk past by me because I was in hiding, and both my teammates died until I get them recovered. So I'm not gonna fight them. Like who's crazy enough to do that? I mean, and that's what they don't learn. They think this is all about. I mean, it's okay as a fun and games going, but it's like if you're serious about being number one, then serious about being number one.
Okay.
Well, I know it sounds like just ranting, but still, it's like we as gamers, like if it's a team-based game, we do our best. Yes, some players they suck. I'm one of them in Halo Message Collection as of late, but I'm on level 16 and we're down level 15 right now, so I'm not your average Joe Schmo. In Halo Master Chief Collection, they have to understand that too. I worked my ass off since 2016 in Halo 3 Team Slayer as one example to get up to level 16, the latest. And after that, whatever it goes, right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I actually have to agree with you because, like I said, for anyone who has not played this game, I think it was PS3. I think it was on PS3 and Xbox 360, called Bloodstone 007. Unfortunately, the multiplayer is no longer up, but that game had an awesome multiplayer. And at first, when it was competitive multiplayer, it was fun. But then like one time I joined an online game, there were like these 9-10-year-old kids. And the thing is, they were just like shooting each other just to get like just to get the achievements, basically.
Okay.
They were spamming the achievement, like I'll shoot you 15 times to get 15 kills, then you shoot me 15 times to get 15 kills, and it's just like, no, that's boring.
There's no structure.
Yeah, it's just like if I earn an achievement when I play a game, I want to earn I don't have to say I want to earn the achievement. I could really care less either way, but the game's going to be a lot more fun if you're playing the game the way it was intended instead of just trying to make sure you get every achievement without even earning them.
Oh yeah. And if I can add too with my stories of Battle Royale games specifically, after I died in Apex Legends one match, my 2 teammates were dancing around with other teammates at the end of the match. So it was like the circles get smaller and smaller, and they're just dancing around like nothing's happening. And we're number 2, and we die as number 2, rather than die as number 1. It's stupid,
Yeah.
Like what? Like why are you guys dancing around? Like it's always. I'm okay with having a good time, but man, they never experienced some form of conflict before. I feel like it.
We might be talking about Bloodstone 007 again.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm sorry,
when we
guys.
get to the next topic. But like I've had also situations like that, like Gears of War, where I was playing the multiplayer the way it was intended. All of a sudden, I got kicked off the game. I got booted out.
What?
And then 2 people from that same match were begging me to come back. Apparently, but the thing is, I was playing the game the way it was intended. It was team deathmatch, COD against Swarm, and I was taking cover, shooting at the enemy.
Okay.
So yeah, but the thing is, I've also had good experiences, and most of the time I have good experiences. Whether like Left 4 Dead 2, I remember one time maybe maybe I told the story, but I'll tell it again. Um, we were, I was working on a campaign with, I was allowing people to join my game, and like I was pinned down by a bunch of zombies, and I'm on my headset. I'm like, hey, can someone come? The other three characters were running to the boat to escape. I was like, can someone come back? I'm pinned down. I can't move. And then and a minute later, you see two characters return and kill just enough zombies so I can get away and escape with them.
That's good.
And that's pretty cool. Also, I don't think they would have been able to escape until I officially died anyway, if they had abandoned. So yeah, so it's just, and I mean, I have good experiences playing Friday the 13th, except when I'm Jason, because I really don't. I played as Jason like 3 times, so like I'm not familiar with the controls. When I swing the machete, it doesn't kill someone; it just hurts them, and they still manage to escape. But you know, at least I'm trying. You know,
Oh yeah.
and I have escaped. What?
Oh yeah.
And I have escaped as a counselor maybe once or twice. I've played it like maybe 25, 30 times. And one time it was the other people that got me killed because we had the car ready to go. Like the car had gas, if the engine was working. So I stopped for someone because we had because it was a 4-door car. And the object of the game, if you never played it, is if you're a counselor, you either have to escape, either you have to escape, or by car, by boat, or you have to survive the night, or you have to kill Jason, if you're a counselor.
I see.
And like so, like I was in the car, I was driving it. I had 2 counselors in back. I'm waiting for a fourth person to get in because not to leave them behind. And that caused Jason to pull me out of the car and kill me.
Oh wow.
And then they took the car and drove off.
Well, you were the bait and switch, so.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I play Left 4 Dead. I play Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I own both those games on
You
the
played
PC.
it with me one time.
What's that?
You played it with me once.
Oh yeah, on the 360.
And you didn't want people to join that game. Remember, I was gonna leave it where people could join that game, and you're like, no, just make it a private game. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, because there's no such thing as loyalty to most of these randoms, you know.
So
They'll leave your ass behind if you're like a horde of zombies.
Yeah, so that's really all the teamwork games I can talk about that I can think of.
Okay.
Next topic, video game stories that meant a lot to you personally. What I'm asking here is Dr. Games 101. Like, think back to like story-based video games that you played. What stories, like, even though you've completed them, even though you played the video game, they still hold like a big part of your mind. The story of the video game still holds a big part of your mind.
Right. Have to say, the Metal Gear Solid series is the most influential of rich stories in my life, because the first Metal Gear Solid game that I played for the first time, I didn't understand all this terminology like buffs and nuclear warfare and stuff like that because I was just a kid. But then as I got older, I played it over and over again. By 5-6 years ago, I played Metal Gear Solid 2 for like the 30th time, and I started understanding more about these terrorist activities and understand about the world wars and international conspiracies, that type of stuff. So it's like I'm understanding about the world better and better as I get older and older, and I guarantee myself
what the societal sanity is.
Yeah, that type of stuff. Because in Metal Gear Solid 2, at the end of the game, Colonel, who was not the Colonel, he's like a robot, he's like an AI of sorts. He explains that the AI's plan is to make sure that it's a selection, elite, elite sexual sanity society, or whatever we called it, something of
It
that
was
sort.
selection for societal sanity.
Yeah, not the S3 plan or what the solid snake simulation bullshit. It was actually about society at large, and I was like, wow. And and these days, people now heard of the Metal Gear Solid 2 outline of that particular scene, and people still memorize it to this day. Like, oh wow, this is what's going on with our governments and our our NGOs and society at large.
Yeah, I'd play it, but that's like a 15-minute cutscene, so.
Yeah, no, it was very memorable. If I played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 all in one shot, I would definitely understand the story a lot better. Sometime I might do that sometime this next year, if I ever have time to record Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 in full gameplay. That'll be nice. Cause I memorize a lot of shit, so it'll be a lot faster. So instead of it being 8 hours per game, Metal Gear Solid 3 will be like instead of 20 hours, like about 15 hours.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we know Metal Gear Solid. Well, I don't know about you, and I didn't mean to interrupt. We'll get back to the question I had in a minute. But like, I don't. Do you agree we know Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 like we know the back of our hand?
I wouldn't say the back of the hand literally, but I remember some scenes where you fight against the Hind D helicopter with the fucking rocket launcher, aka Stinger launcher.
Stinger, yep.
Yeah, then you also go up against Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid 2 with the Stinger launcher with the Harrier. You go up against it with the Harrier. That's even a lot worse because the Harrier can actually hover around and goes fast as hell to get away from your missiles and shit like that. So
yeah,
that's how I learned about weaponry.
I've just played the game so much on, at least on easy. I played or very easy, whatever the easiest difficulty is. I played Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 so many times.
Yeah, you in that easy mode.
Yeah, well, that's why I want to play. I mean, I did beat Metal Gear Solid 2 on the first 3 difficulties.
Okay, well, I'll give you a break on that.
And but like Metal Gear Solid, they have 4 difficulties. The 4th is locked until you beat the game once. And like the first 2, and like the hardest 2 difficulties, you don't even have the radar to depend on.
Yeah, I heard there was such thing as a European extreme mode. Some shit like that. That's harder than extreme mode, to be more exact.
There is an extreme mode, and the thing is, you have to beat the game on one of the first 3 difficulties to unlock extreme.
Of course.
Difficulty.
Of course.
I've never tried it, so.
I tried extreme mode in Metal Gear Solid 2 one time, and it was hard as hell. I couldn't get past Vamp at the end. I got to that point where I wanted to get some Vamp in extreme mode in Metal Gear Solid 2. It was hard.
The furthest I got Metal Gear Solid 2, if you want to talk about difficulty, it was on hard, the second to hardest difficulty. Right before you fight Solidus, when he's in the area, you have to take out like all those bombs that are on that bridge.
Okay.
I couldn't find all of them.
Really?
Yeah, so that's the furthest I've beaten Metal Gear Solid 2 on like very easy and normal.
Okay.
But go on, as you were saying, so that the story in Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 means a lot. Any other games that have a story that still stick out to you?
Final Fantasy 7 again. No offense. Even though that was there was audio visuals, yes, but not like overlay of voices talking about the story per se. You had to read the text back then, and it was because I was a guy who would read a lot of books thanks to my mom.
Well, one moment, I just gotta check something.
Okay. I had to read a lot of books thanks to my mom and all, so it's kind of like interesting that I can still read the stuff on screen. So, cause back then, guys, back during the 1890s, we didn't have voice overlay or voiceover for most of these games. You had a guy keep reading the text of each of these characters, what they're saying, so they can't see the word F, the F word, or the S word, but or any other foreign language, but still, get the idea. So,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So Final Fantasy VII. What did I miss anything? Final Fantasy VII. Anything else?
I would like to mention games like Call of Duty, but it's very out in the open and so forth because Call of Duty came out back in the 2000s, so that's when voice narration started to, take effect with most of our gameplay experiences. And so it's interactive, yes, but it's not as educational because it's all about the action, not about the story per se. So.
I would disagree with that. It depends. It depends on the Call of Duty game that you're talking about. Like Modern Warfare 2 had a good story, especially with the airport level.
Oh yes. Remember, no
Black
Russian.
Ops. I like the way they told the story in Black Ops. The first one. So
Yes.
So different Call of Duties had different stories. Some of the early ones not so much.
Mason, we're on freaking war here. Can't read the code. Oh, I can't understand these numbers.
All right. So I guess I'll go now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stories. Unless you got more.
That's all I can think of for the time being.
All right. My list is going to be completely different, except for Metal Gear Solid. Although it's not really the story that sticks with me. It's like the ending or that scene in Metal Gear Solid 2 that you were talking about. It's the endings that stick with me in that game more than the actual entire story.
Oh yeah.
The story games that stick with me a lot. Like I said, I have to bring up Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm. But that just seeing everything that Chloe went through in both games. That's actually the first time I felt really bad for a video game character. Just seeing everything she went through in those two games, because like one game happens 1 year before the other, so the two games range over 2 years, and it's just like, wow, everything she went through. Not to mention what she went through earlier. Let's see, what else? The Walking Dead. I played all 4 games.
Oh yeah, that's life lessons in those games too. The Walking Dead.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how they did The Walking Dead, because like in 1 and 3 you play as in 1 you play as Lee, in 3 you play as Javi, but in 2 and 4 you play as Clementine.
Right.
So it's kind of weird. Like 2 you play as Clementine, 3 you play as Javi, interacting with Clementine. Then 4 you play as Clementine again, herself. And it's just like how they switch back and forth.
Yeah,
like,
boy.
In 1 game, you're trying to earn Clementine's respect, you're trying to earn her loyalty, which I did, like in 3, but then 4, you're playing as her.
Yeah, I'm sure they transfer all that data from 1, 2, and 3 into 4 so far by now. Because there's a feature. It's a feature that every Walking Dead game you play, the previous data of that game will transfer to the newer game.
The previous choices you made in the previous game will transfer over.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, yeah. So whatever you did in season 1, 2, and 3 will transfer over to this 4th season.
Yeah. And I do hope Skybound makes more games in the future. Although, with the way the 4th season of The Walking Dead ended, I'm just not sure what they could do.
I never played season 4 yet, but I hope it left a good ending. Did they?
Huh?
Did they leave a good ending in season 4?
There's multiple endings in season 4.
Okay. Alright.
I mean, I can tell you the ending I got, but...
Don't spoil it for me. Not yet. I'll buy it eventually.
Okay.
Maybe I can ask my aunt to buy me season 4 of Walking Dead for my birthday next 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, it's not too expensive. It's like $20.
$20 can be allowed to me right now, James. So.
And that's if you buy it digitally.
If I can ever get my refund from my college that shut down on me, that'll be great. I'll definitely use that money to buy stuff.
Okay, so anyway, the Walking Dead story has meant a lot to me. Life is Strange meant a lot. I also have to say, going back, into like the mid 2010s, early 2010s, the story of Beyond Two Souls, which was a
Heavy
PlayStation
Rain.
3 exclusive. That that story stuck with me. You want to talk about someone going through crap the first 25 years of their life?
Oh wow. How about Heavy Rain? I heard it was good movie as well.
Heavy Rain,
That movie with
yeah,
game.
that was before Beyond Two Souls. Heavy Rain was a story, and yeah, there's multiple endings in that also. It's a shame that Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain are Sony exclusives.
But yeah, eventually I'll get the PS3 and buy it. I hope I can find a
Yeah, you
PS3
can-
for about $300 brand like new at least, something like that.
So good luck on finding a PS3 brand new and being able to afford it. But
The cheapest I saw was $1,000 for a brand new PS3 bundle.
yeah, really. But the thing is, they did re-release Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls in the same package for PS4.
That's good.
But you know, I played both games to completion on PS3, so but like I said, the story, even Heavy Rain, somewhat still sticks with me. Not as much since I played Beyond Two Souls.
Right.
Yeah. So and it's really, and what's more The Walking Dead and Life is Strange. Really what stuck with me was just like how bad I felt for the main character, or maybe a supporting character that still had a big role. Like I said, I felt so bad for Kenny when you separate from him in the second season of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that sucks.
So like I felt bad.